Hey everybody, this is Pete from Paw Labs. I spent the day today working on my uh, uh, Adventure Quest 2 program, which is, I'm hoping it's going to be pretty cool here, but I'll show you just a piece of the player code on here. So it comes up and we hit start. Yes, I'm running this from code. So we load in the game. And so this is your party here. And you can move around the grid. And it's still a work in progress. So, but what I wanted to show you really wasn't that. It is on the backside. So if you noticed the close button, the OK button, the cancel button, I they originally were all yellow. Oops, that opened on the wrong screen. So let's pull it over here. Ah, come on. There we go. And they were originally all yellow. So I did something that Chris would be very mad at me about, and probably matters still because I'm going to put it on a video, is that I went to my forms folder. As you can see, there is a buttload, 58 items in here. So there's a whole lot of forms to this because it's crossing in a text adventure with Dungeons and Dragons. So you're going to have parties of adventurers that have equipment and gain experience and classes and dwarves and elves and all that kind of stuff. And you're actually going to have a battle screen. So that's my vision here. So towards that end, I needed to come in, and I'll show you here. I'm going to go ahead and open the About box. It's representative. This button here, close, was yellow. And when I originally did the colors of this, I decided that yellow was the color I wanted to do. And today I got to looking at it and said, oh, that looks like crap. So I decided I had to change all the screens. But then I got to thinking about it and said, oh my God, I got to open 50 plus screens, 58 screens, and make a single change and then save the change and then export the code. So I decided to be creative. So I came over here and I opened Forms in Terminal. You'll love this. This is just really bad. And then I launched Atom, okay? The editor Atom on that folder. So Atom comes up, and all of our ICEF files are text files, okay? So I scrolled down here. Actually, I just kind of went in here and said cancel, the cancel button. And, oh, wait, I'm on the, okay, yes. We should just be able to find it. Oh, he's going to do a search of the whole system. All right, so let's go look at whatever form this, okay, action screen. So we have this button cancel, and it has a back color option here. So what I did, and this is really bad, I decided to do a find and replace in project, which means every single file that he can open up. I did a back color, copied that and put it in, and then changed it to red, and then did a find all and replace all, which takes a heartbeat in Atom to do. And so all across all these files, all yellow button back colors changed to red. So I'm halfway there. I've got all the code changed, but I'm still stuck because now I have to come over here and open this, launch the program to open it here. Come on, you can do it. Do a generate code, export code. Come on, and say save. and then it opens it up in whatever's in the background, and then close it down, and then come back over and do the next one. So I had to do that 58 times. And I got to thinking about that and said, you know what? I did a program not terribly long ago that used AutoIT. So I went to my AutoIT DLL program, and oh, by the way, you can download it. A lot of people have off my website. And I decided to say, all right, let's go write a real quick script out there in AutoIT. So I brought up my DLL code, and it had a bunch of demo code, which I commented all this junk out because I didn't need to mess with any of that. And then I said, okay, first let's gather up a list of all the ICEF files that exist in my Adventure Quest 2 forms folder. So I loaded all the full path. Oh, excuse me, you can't see where I'm pointing. Full path, and then the directory name. So I have the actual double-clicked file with fully pathed. So then I said, okay, we can iterate through this list I just loaded and say, all right, let's select the first guy. And now let's do an AutoIT run. And this is the path to ICE Designer. And then I added a space and then a double quote and then the fully pathed ICEF file and said double quote. And this out here is just wanting the path as the second parameter, kind of like this is the, when you launch a program, the default directory form. So that's what that sets up. And then I said, okay, let's do a wait. When wait for the ICE Designer, GUI Designer, that's the title off of the ICE Designer program. And then I delayed a couple seconds because that gets done real fast, actually before the screen paints. So I had to throw in some extra delays in here. And then I said, okay, if we've opened our program, I'm going to hit an F7, which is export the code. And then I gave it a second to do that. And then I said, okay, I want you to wait. I want you to send the F7, and it's going to come up and say, hey, you ready to save this? And I said, wait when, which says wait for the window to pop up that has the title save. And then once it pops up, I hit tab, which jumped the cursor from the field to enter text of the new name I want, and it jumps it over to the save button. And then again, I waited just a little bit. So we hit tab, we wait a little bit, and then I press the enter key. And then it waited a second, half second again, and he pops up the screen that says, do you want to replace the existing file? So I said, yep, send to enter again, because the default on that screen was yes, overwrite. And then I waited a second and a half for him to do his job. And then we came in here and I said, okay, close ICE Designer, give it a half second to let that get done, and then loop back through the whole thing. And so real quick, I'm going to throw in an exit here, a break, all right? So it'll do it just once. So watch this thing run. So it takes, I think the total time here was, let's see, 2, 5, maybe 8 to 9 seconds or something to actually do all the code. So he's going to hit the F7 up in the button. It comes up, it does its thing. And yeah, watch it down here. He just closed the screen and then he exited out. Here's the about screen that he just did. So isn't that cool? So it ran about 8 seconds, 7 seconds to do one file, open it up, save it, export the code, save everything, close it down, go to the next file, do it again. 8 seconds a piece for 58 times. And what would have taken me probably an hour and a half of repetitive, oh my God, got done in just a matter of a couple minutes. I just thought that was worthy of a video. So I'm going to throw this out on the learning thing and the learning channel that I have out there for those who care or want to see this pretty nifty little thing. You got to love PureBasic for what you can do with it, especially when you got tools like AutoIT that have been mapped for you, ready to use, and it's not terribly difficult to use them. Anyhow, that's the end of this video. Bye.